Welcome back, my dear fashionistas, to Yvonne Winifred UG. I'm always delighted to film these videos for you. In today's video, we are making this beautiful off-shoulder dress that is gathered around the hemline, and it is gathered along the shoulders by an elastic. And as you see the dress, let's just get into the video and make it. So I have these two fabrics folded into two, as you see, that is front and back together. I'll be marking everything together because we just need the same measurement. So I'm working with the largest measurement, which is the hip. It is 40 inches. Dividing it by 4, I get my 10. So 10, I add about 3 inches to about 5 inches. That is according to the fullness of the gathers that I want. So all in all, I'm working with a width of 15 inches. That is seam allowances included. So guys, since this is an off-shoulder dress, I'll be taking off about 5 inches. So my top measure will be starting from the 5 inches, and I have some allowance for the elastic casing on top there, and this label will be cut off, that upper part. So my top measure is at 5, but if you want, you can even do 4 inches or even 6, whatever you want. So now from the top, remember, you will be starting from 5. If you want, you can start at 6 or even 4. It depends on you, but 5 is so sweet. It comes out perfectly. So the entire length for this first piece is 29 inches plus the allowances. Remember, we have a gathered part at the hemline along there, and that gathered part will be about 10 inches for me today, but you can use any length that you prefer if you want it shorter or even longer. So moving on, from the side here, I'm going to take off about 3 inches, 3.5 or even 4. Okay, anyway, let me just use 3.5 for this piece, but even 3 is enough. So I'm marking 3.5 inches from the sides, and this is for the armhole. So remember, we are taking our measurements from the 5 mark. So I'll just go down, having in mind that I need 8.5 inches for my armhole, measurement, for after dividing the entire armhole measurement by 2. So from there, I just carve out the armhole like that. So it's like you've taken the armhole length of 8 inches or 8.5 or even 9, if that is your armhole measurement. So remember, we have our 2 inches for the elastic casing here that will be folded into 2. It will be like this. You fold like that, and then I'll just top stitch to create the elastic casing. So before all that, I'm just going to cut out this armhole marking. So that is simple. So now I have my back and front fabrics or parts or pieces, and now I have to cut the sleeves. So again, I folded 2 parts, and this part will be gathered, and so still after getting the armhole measurement of 8.5 plus half an inch sewing, I added about 3 inches to 4. I added, I think, about 4 inches for the gathering. So I remember we have an allowance at the top here for the elastic casing, since the sleeve top will also be gathered. So I'll be again taking the measurement like that, or placing the top measure like that, and get the entire length that I want. You can get the entire length up to the wrist or even up to the bicep, according to you. So after that, actually, you have to remember to add allowances for elastic casing at the sleeve. So I'll just get one of the main pieces, and then place it on top of my two parts of the sleeves, of my two sleeves, and then just, you know, place it on top here so that I duplicate that armhole marking like that. Remember, this label part, this first label part will be cut out, so don't consider it. So that is it, simply like that. So for the gathering around this part where the sleeve will be stopping, it's just close to the wrist but not exactly at the wrist. So I have about 8 inches. So 8 inches, dividing it by 2, since this is folded, I have my 4 plus maybe half an inch, 1 inch for, you know, seam allowance. Then I will be adding about 4 inches or 3 inches for the gathering with the elastic. But if you want, you can even use that entire piece if you want more fullness. So after it there, I just connect those 2 points to finish up my sleeve. Remember, these are 2 sleeves. We are cutting both the sleeves together. So that is it. I just cut it out, and now that is the shape of the sleeve. It is simple and easy. So those are the 2 sleeves folded into 2. So now these are all my parts, all my, you know, fabrics that I'll be using. So remember, I told you we have to cut off this label. It's not needed. So after cutting it off, guys, we have to take our pieces to the sewing machine, and this is how I'm going to be stitching them up. So I'll get either front or back and bring a sleeve. This sleeve will be shared between the 2 parts, that is front and back. So I'll get 1 sleeve, place it on along the armhole like that. That is right sides facing each other. I pin it down like this. So 1 part is pinned down onto 1 part of the front. Then I'm going to get this same sleeve and also pin it onto the back, that is right sides facing each other. So this is a simple and easy way to finish up such a dress. So now you see the sleeve is shared between the 2 main parts, front and back. So I'm just going to do the same even onto the other side. Same sleeve shared between the 2 main parts. So I pin down, and I'll be sewing by half an inch at the sewing machine. So this is all that I am doing. So I think now you can see, so it will be easy to sew, like everything is sewn together at once. So now at this, you know, along the shoulder, I'll be folding by 1 inch twice. That's like double fold by 1 inch, and then run a top stitch all along and all around this entire dress, and then I'll be leaving some open where I'll be passing the elastic. So I'll do that even along the sleeve, you know, the sleeve opening, and after that I'll join the sides like that. And let me now just take this to the sewing machine and do all that to have this. So here we are. I've done everything that I've explained to you, and I couldn't, you know, I cannot show you everything at the sewing machine. This video would be about 30 or an hour, you know, long. But I have this opening where the elastic will be passed. That is it there. And then I also have this, you know, along the sleeve openings. I left the opening for elastic, I created the elastic casing, and now I got the measurement of this entire hemline, that is front and back, and cut out a long piece of fabric that is about 3 inches times that entire hemline. You can even multiply it by 2 or 2.5, just as we do the gathers. So I'll be creating gathers after joining it onto the main piece. I'll double fold the hemline and finish it up. So that is what is to be done next. And I also have this fabric, it is 7 inches in width, unfolded, that will be sewn, finished up together, and it will work as the belt. So for this, the length that I worked with is like 30 inches times 3, about 90 inches or even 70. So guys, these are my gathered pieces, and the piece was too long, so I divided into two, and I'll be joining them along the sides, and those sides will be aligning with the side seams of the main dress, like that. So that's what I'm going to be doing, and this is the finished belt. And after some time, the dress is completed. This is the gathered piece. Everything is finished, and guys, the dress is looking so beautiful and satisfying. You guys, I know every fashion designer, every seamstress out there, whenever you complete a dress and it comes out such like a beautiful, very beautiful dress, you are always satisfied. So this is it with the belt. So nice, so beautiful, very beautiful, guys. What do you think? I'm just proud that I've made this. So for the elastic to be used, you just consider, like along the shoulder, just consider your round shoulder measurement minus a few inches, and that is even around your wrist and everything. So guys, this is the dress. That is how the belt looks like. I'm so proud of myself. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye.